All right. So about 3 years ago, I made a video about called "My Daughter Has ADD" or whatever, and I made the video because I had started noticing when it was time to do homework or her schoolwork, there was a lot of erasing. Like she would have the right answer or she would erase and stuff like that, and she wasn't getting things finished on time. Not that she didn't know the stuff, she just wasn't completing it. So after talking with the teacher, and I then went to the pediatrician and said, hey, this is the problem that they're having, blah blah blah. She understands the material, but when it comes down to doing certain assignments and stuff like that, it's taking her longer because she is steady erasing and doing a lot of things. So the pediatrician that I have for my children is very, very good. I drive further than I need to even go to her just because she's so good. And the thing about it, her first thing was saying how she had the same problem with her son. You know, it was just like getting him to sit down and focus was just a major task. And when it's time to do homework, trying to get your child to focus is not something that you always have time to do, especially when you're a mother and you have to cook dinner and all that stuff like that. You need to be able to sit them down and at least let them start their homework, and you go, come and check it and help them along the way. But when it's taking forever because they're getting distracted by this, that, and the third, it's like, what is going on? So anyway, before I did anything, I want to say this, I discussed it with her pediatrician, and she gave me 2 suggestions. One, there's a packet that you can give to your child's teacher that they can fill out and let them know how severe the case is. Every child is different. You cannot put children with ADD in a box and say, okay, the child have ADD, this is what they're going to do. No, that is not true. Because some kids are all over the place, can't sit still for 5 minutes, and some kids can, but are just more easily distracted than others, and it's hurting them, and they just need a little something. So with that being said, she gave me the suggestion of either looking for a vitamin or doing with fish oil. So what I did was, the very same day I went to GNC with the intention, as I said in the other video, people that didn't watch it or whatever, with the intention of finding the fish oil. Now, when I was looking, for the fish oil, the lady came up to me and she was like, hey, can I help you with what? What are you looking for? So I told her what it was for and what the reason was. And she was like, you know what? Let me show you this vitamin. She was like, I gave it to my little brother, was having problems. We gave it to him, and it's like a total change or whatever. So I went on ahead and got it because I worked in a pharmacy. And I've seen parents have it to come and give this medication to their child, and nobody really likes it. If your child does need a prescription, get the prescription. If it's that bad where they literally cannot get nothing done ever, get the prescription. If it's not that bad, if they can do a lot of things but they just need a little extra help, then I would suggest using these vitamins. And let me say this before I go any further. Okay, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed person, you know what I'm saying, who study children with ADD. What I am is just Chrissy, and I'm a mother. And when it comes to your children, you have to be willing to do what is best for them. And sometimes medication is best, and sometimes vitamins. There's other things you can do before you go there. So anyway, I got the vitamins, took it home. They used to come really big. It was like the size of a quarter. So I broke it in half and I gave it to her. And she was not feeling it. It does not taste good. Let me just warn y'all. It don't taste good. Do I know how it tastes? No. Did I try? Absolutely not. She said it was nasty. It's nasty. Whatever. So what I started doing was putting it in applesauce. Applesauce or any kind of thing that they like first thing in the morning before school. Give it some time. If you get up, let's say at 6 o'clock in the morning, they have to be to school for maybe 8. After they brush their teeth and wash their face, and after they get dressed, give them something to eat and give them the vitamin. You have an hour to an hour and a half for that vitamin to get into their system. So by the time they get to school, the vitamin is already working. Don't give it to them in the car, okay? Because you want to really let them start the day with it, because you don't want it to kick in later, because a lot of schools have specific activities that they start during the day. So anyway, this is how it looks. I hope it's focused. Anyway, it's called Attentive Child. I used to get it from GNC. It was $20 a bottle. I found it on Amazon. This bottle was $9. There is 60 pills in it, 60 tablets in it. And there's a bigger bottle for $13 that comes with 120. So this is the size of it now. It's the exact same thing from GNC. It's just made different and it's smaller. And I think they started going smaller anyway, if I'm not mistaken. But this is the size of it, and it is a chewable. Now, in my previous video, which I want to thank y'all for watching, I had a lot of questions about how much to give the child. Now, on the back, it goes by the weight, and it says for ages 5 and up. And let me tell you something. Not only does my daughter have ADD, but my son has it as well. It's different for both of them, but I give the same vitamins to both of them. I started off with one for my daughter. I started off with a half, for my daughter. And then I went up to a whole one. And then she was doing good. Grades improved, everything. She was paying more attention. Perfect. Once it got to the point where I noticed your body builds a tolerance for things. When it got to the point where the 1 wasn't working, then I went to 2. As of right now, today, my daughter is 9. My son is 7, about to be 8. I give her 2, and I have started to give homeboy 3 because he's acting a fool. So he might need a little extra. It all depends on your child. It depends on how active your child is. It depends on how big your child is. I always tell parents, and if you look back on that video, every time somebody wrote me, I tell them to start low. Start with the half, then go to a whole one. If you don't see improvement, maybe go to 2. If you start to see improvement, keep them on that 1 for a while. Introduce it to them slowly and see what it does. This is not a magic pill. I don't know if it's going to work for everyone, but it's worth a try. This is something that cannot harm your child. You know, I would rather try my child on a vitamin than try them on a harsh medication that may improve their grades or their attention span, but takes away their personality. That is the biggest thing for me. I did not want to take away my child's personality. I wanted to help them in any way that I could in school, but I did not want to take away their personality and have them walking like a zombie. Because a lot of parents that have their child on Adderall and all those type of things, like I'm saying, from working in the pharmacy, during the summertime, they take their child off. They let their child have it during school so that they can get through their school and, you know, schoolwork without driving people crazy and dropping grades and stuff like that. But in the summertime, they don't have it because there are side effects. Unfortunately, as with anything. Have I experienced any side effects with this? No. The biggest thing that happened with this was my daughter was hiding them because she did not like the taste. So I would give it to her and say, here you go, you know, take it. And she would take it out of her mouth, sneak it, and hide it. That's the biggest side effect. The children will not like the taste. As I said before, what you can do, put it in some pudding, give them a piece of candy. What I do now in the morning, after I give them their vitamin, then you can eat your breakfast or get a little piece of candy or a cookie or something sweet to get rid of that taste, because I think it's more bitter than anything. It's kind of bitter and chalky, but that's all. You don't have to go, you know, pureeing stuff and all that. Like I said, you could crush it up. You could do whatever. You know, just hit it with something and give it to them. Or like I said, let them chew it. But it's for ages 5 and up. If your child's a little younger, I would not suggest trying it. Talk to your doctor. After I started her on there, I went to her doctor and I let her doctor know what I was doing. She was completely okay with it. If you are afraid, which I can understand, if you're just not sure, talk to the physician and see what they say. In my opinion, it cannot hurt to try it. It's a vitamin. You know, if you're going to give your child Flintstones, Kitty Wonder Days, and all this stuff like that, why not give them something to help them with their attention? It's the same thing. It's not going to really do anything to them. You know, it has magnesium, zinc, some stuff I can't pronounce, don't really care, whatever. Look, it got stuff in it. It's to help attention. Okay? Now, they say to take two tablets per kid, 2 to 3 tablets daily. So the fact that I'm giving my son 3 now, is okay. It's not, you're not gonna OD on vitamins. You could give them 2 to 3. It's what your child needs. Okay, so like I said, start off with 1 or start off with half. Give it about a week to 2 weeks. You don't see nothing, go to 1 and give it time. And this is another suggestion I will make to you. If you have had teachers reaching out to you saying, you know, I'm having problems with such and such sitting down doing their work, they're a really good student, I know that they know the material, but when it's time to do work, it's like they're easily distracted. Don't tell the teacher. Tell the teacher at the conference that you're going to look into it and you're going to do some things at home and you're going to try some things, but don't tell them that you're putting them on anything, because you want them to give you a very honest observation. Teachers are trained to know what to look for in certain kids. So if you tell them, hey, I'm put them on this, they're going to be looking for, you know, these little differences. You don't want that. What you want is for them to make an honest observation and be like, oh my God, such and such, you know, they're getting better and stuff like that. What are you doing? And then you can say, okay, this is what I'm trying. Because you don't want to tell them and then they might see a glimmer of hope and you getting all your hopes up and you like, oh, this is a miracle cure. Don't do that to yourself. If you really want to know if these vitamins are going to work for your child, don't tell the teacher. Give it to them for a while. Give it about a month. Give it a good amount of time. And then see what happens. See what happens when they're at home, when you're helping them with their homework. Is it easier? Is it, you know, are you finding that you can actually sit down and get through an assignment in less than an hour? You know, and you don't have to keep saying, stop, don't do that, look at me, put that down, come here, all that stuff like that, pay attention. You know, try it and see. Okay, and like I said, I'm so happy about the response that I have gotten from that video, because all I want to do is to help people, to help mothers, to help parents. And I did not think posting that video people would really respond to it, like talking about it. I didn't think people would watch it as much, but I'm glad that it is doing something and it is helping people. So if you have any questions, yes, I still use it till this very day. I just bought some more. I was out of it for 2 days, and I talked to my kids, and I'm like, look, your vitamins are out. They're coming in the mail. Get the Amazon Prime. I'm telling you, 2 days, 2 day shipping. And, you know, they were good for 2 days, but we got back on the vitamins. As soon as they came in the mail, I popped it open, and we gave it to them then and there, because you want to keep it going. You don't want to start and stop. You want to keep it going so that it stays in their system. So that's all I have for the video. Like I said, if you have any questions, comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting the video. And I hope that it helped somebody the way that it has helped me. So it's just Chrissy, y'all, and I'm out.